This is over. Now, the tech war between the US and China just got hotter. For some few days now, we have been witnessing the reignition of the trade war between the world's superpowers. Now, it seems the trade war is now entering yet another phase, which is the technological front. In a massive move, the US government is now closing the doors on the sales of AI chipsets to China. On the surface, these new restrictions look simple, but in reality, this could have a much wider and deeper negative effect on China, the US, and Nvidia as well. Now, does China really have a way out of this? And what could be the implication of these new restrictions? Aside this, there is a much bigger problem here, which I will be diving deeper into in today's updates. Now, the US government is now tightening their export rules with regards to chipsets manufactured by Nvidia and AMD. What these new restrictions means is that henceforth Nvidia cannot even export the H20 chipsets to China without a license. Now, the difference between these new restrictions and the previous ones is that, unlike the previous sanctions which were more focused on ensuring that less powerful AI chipsets were exported to China, this new restrictions is going all out to even restrict the volume of these chipsets that are now being exported to China. And even if possible, this could lead to the total ban on the exportation of the H20 chipsets to China. Now, with these new regulations, Nvidia will be required to obtain a permit from the US government before they can even sell their H20 chipsets to Chinese companies. Now, what is so special about this H20 chipsets? And can these Chinese tech firms equally survive without the H20 chipsets? Now, as much as this chipset is still a viable chipset, this chipset is still not a top-tier chipset. It is more like a mid-range chipset. Now, the reason why I'm referring to this chipset as a mid-range chipset is the fact that this chipset has its own limitations. Now, when you compare this chipset with the most advanced chipsets Nvidia is currently manufacturing and selling in the global market, this chipset is more of a downgraded version of the Nvidia's H100 chipset. As much as the H20 chipset is still in high demands in China, this doesn't also take away the fact that, as of now, China already has an alternative to this chipset, which is a chipset developed by Huawei, which is the Ascend 910B chipset. Now, putting this aside, it is believed that Huawei is even working on a replacement for Nvidia's most advanced AI chipset, which is the H100 chipset, with a new variant of the Ascend chipset, which is the Ascend 910C chipset. So in reality, China already has a replacement for this chipset. So what is going to be happening is the fact that Chinese firms in the long term will be switching from the use of chipsets manufactured by Nvidia to the use of the Ascend chipsets manufactured by Huawei. But a problem for China as of now is the fact that the firm that manufactures the Ascend chipsets for Huawei, which is SMIC, does not have the capacity to manufacture enough chipsets to meet the needs of these Chinese tech firms. In the short term, most of these Chinese tech firms who were waiting for the delivery of the H20 chipsets from Nvidia to be able to build their servers as well as perform their AI inferences will have to put their plans on hold and try to find a local alternative, which is Huawei. Now, the key winner in all this is Huawei, as these new restrictions will compel companies such as ByteDance, Tencent, and other Chinese tech firms to switch to domestic alternatives, for which Huawei is the only option. Now, the biggest loser here is Nvidia, as the Chinese market makes up about 13% of Nvidia's global revenue. Now, the other negative implication of these new restrictions on Nvidia is the fact that Nvidia is about to experience a brutal financial hit, as Nvidia projects that they are likely to lose $5.5 billion in this quarter alone. Now, these losses are mostly from unsold H20 inventories they were currently having in stock, as well as the cancellation of orders from Chinese tech firms. Now, China, on the other hand, will be forced to start looking more inward, focusing more on the manufacturing of low-end chipsets within their domestic market. Now, the biggest problem here for China is the fact that, as of now, China doesn't have the advanced chip-making equipment, and even if they wish to buy, they cannot buy it from ASML because of the current US sanctions leveled against them. So, the only way out for China is to manage and develop their own chip-making equipment from scratch. This, sincerely speaking, remains a very difficult task, but it is doable. Now, bear in mind that even companies such as ASML, who are the leading manufacturers of chip making equipment globally, they even have to buy parts from other suppliers before they are able to manufacture the chip making equipment. So, for China to be able to build this advanced chip making equipment from scratch will require long-term research and also building up supply chains within China. This, I must admit, remains a difficult task which China must face. So, in the nutshell, all these parties stands to lose something. China is equally going to lose something, the US is equally going to lose something, and Nvidia is equally going to lose something. So, what is your take on this? Who do you think stands to lose or gain the most? Is it China or the US? And do you think this tech war is bound to continue? Kindly let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you find this content informative, kindly don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next update on this. Thank you so much and have a good day.